How are you doing? I am thrilled to be your host and your guest today on the Yarn Thing podcast. So let's start off here the way we start off every show. Welcome to the podcast. I am your host, Marley Bird. You can catch the Yarn Thing podcast live almost every Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock Mountain Time. That's 12 o'clock on the East Coast, 9 o'clock on the West Coast, and 11 o'clock in the Midwest. If you are anywhere else in the world or would like to join us live for the broadcast, please Google what time 10 o'clock Mountain Time is for you. I do live in Denver, Colorado. You can come and join the fun. Now, did you catch that? I said I live in Denver, Colorado. It's because that is old hat. I actually live in Indiana now, but because I'm so used to saying all of that, it just kind of rolls off the tongue. Best thing you can do is subscribe to the Marley Bird YouTube channel. Click that notification bell and you will be notified whenever I go live or when I release a new video here on the channel. So that's usually the best way. Yeah, that's it. So while you guys are coming in here, I'm going to say hello to so many of you. I've got a big announcement today to tell you all about, and I'm thrilled. So I have it all saved here. I want to make sure that I get this all put into the video description. So let me get that done right now. So that way you guys have a place to go to as we're discussing everything today, because I want to make sure that you do use my code when you sign up for today's announcement for the knit along. It's pretty exciting stuff, if I say so myself, you guys. If you are part of the Marley's Minions Facebook group, you already know about the announcement because I did post a video. I know that Yarn Inspirations just posted a video on their own page. So now you are here joining me so I can tell you live all about it. So let me get back over so I can see all of your questions. YouTube is crazy. It has me jump around a little bit all over the place when I'm trying to post updates to everything. So let me just make sure that I am over here so I can get all of your questions, because there are a lot of you already in here. It's always so nice to come here and see all of you here participating in the podcast, whether we are having a guest or if it's just me chatting along with you. It's always nice to see you. So hello, Cheryl and Audra and Linda and Tiggs and Julia and Mary and Fiber Floozy Crafts and Maria and Leah and Alice and Barbara and Margaret. There's so many of you here. Is that Barbara Dahl? Hi, Barbara. Thank you so much. Those of you who said I look beautiful, thank you. I'm wearing my new, this is the Tilted Blocks scarf. I have it wrapped around my neck, and then I'm using, this is my new shawl cuff that I purchased at Stitches West this year from, oh my gosh, the name just left my head. Birdie Parker. So Birdie Parker Designs. So this is a metal piece that's attached. It looks like knitting, and it matches my earrings. You see my earrings? That's like the reverse stockinette side, and that's the stockinette side. And those are by Birdie Parker. Love her design. She's fantastic. But anyways, this is my new shawl pattern, and it uses It's a Wrap yarn, which I thought was very appropriate because we're going to talk a lot about It's a Wrap yarn today. Specifically, It's a Wrap Rainbow and It's a Wrap Sprinkles, because there are 3 different kinds of It's a Wrap yarn. As far as I know right now, there's just 3. There's the regular It's a Wrap, where it's divided into 3 colors. And then there's It's a Wrap Rainbow, which has multiple colors that gradiate to one another, just like this. And then It's a Wrap Sprinkles, where it also has the gradation of colors, but it also has like a little sprinkly effect to it too. And I love it. I think it's awesome. So we're going to talk about all of that. A lot of you love the shawl. Thank you very much. This is a free pattern on my website. I'll have to grab that link later on and put it in the video description box below so you can grab that free pattern, or you could purchase the ad-free PDF and have everything in one place and also support me in that way also. Okay, so many of you are here. How many of you, raise of hands in the chat room, how many of you already know about the spring knit along? I'm curious how many of you have already either watched the video on Facebook, or I did post it on Instagram. I'm curious how many of you already know all about this beautiful piece that we are going to be making for the knit along this year. Looks like there are some of you who are excited about it. This just makes me so thrilled to see your excitement for the spring knit along. I was telling Yarnspirations earlier this morning that it feels like I've been doing like knit alongs and crochet alongs nonstop all year long. It really has been all year long since the game day, and then we did leap day, and then we did the tournament of stitches, which is finishing up this week, and then we have the spring knit along coming up, and then after that I do have a knit along coming. It's a knit along crochet along for socks, so we have another sock thing coming, and it's for knitters and crocheters. And then we have a fun thing happening for Earth Day, a fun thing happening for Christmas in July. I mean, there's so much happening. It's very excited. So Caitlin says, me, she knows, she's excited. So here we go. I am going to just jump in. As you guys know, each year in the spring, I do a knit along that is sponsored by Yarnspirations. In the past, it was sponsored by Red Heart, and now it's sponsored by Yarnspirations. And in this knit along, I work really hard to choose a pattern that's going to be good for all skill levels, and at the same time, have something in it that will help improve your skill levels, whether you are a beginner or an advanced knitter. So for many of the years, I have designed the pieces myself. There's only been one piece I did not design myself. So we did a garter stitch shawl the first year, learned a whole lot with that. And actually, was that the first year? Yeah, that was the first year. And then we did a textured shawl. I did not design that one. And then we did the socks, and then we did the My First Sweater. And this year we're going to do the My First Knit Sweater Vest. Now, this is not the same as the My First Sweater, and here's why. Over the years, many of the knitters and crocheters, for that matter, have asked me, Marley, will you please do something that is good for a warmer climate that is not just a shawl? Like, some of them are really tired of making shawls, and I get that. I understand. And I was like, okay. So I did socks, because we usually wear socks around the house, and that was a lot of fun. And again, after we did the sweater, and then we just did, oh my gosh, I forgot about the this or that knit along also. So we did those sweaters. Again, people are like, can we do something a little bit for us in the warmer climate? So this is me listening to all of you saying, okay, let's do something for everybody who lives in a warmer climate, and something that people who don't live in a warmer climate can still enjoy and make and wear and do all the things. So this hits all of those points. So in that regard, in that interest, I set out to design a vest. Now, I had 4 different sweater vest designs, all of them with different construction. And I was trying to decide which one was the best one for me to walk through a 4-week knitting cycle, okay, or even a 5-week knitting cycle. And it came down to where I decided that this particular style is the best for what I wanted to do. And I'm going to let you know why. And I'm going to pull this over so that way we can look into it. So far, so good. You guys are all here. Okay. So this is the My First Knit Sweater Vest. And can you guys see? Let's talk about the color fade colors first, because they are righteous. The It's a Wrap yarn. Let me pull my mannequin over. It's getting caught on my plastic. The It's a Wrap yarn comes, It's a Wrap Rainbow and It's a Wrap Sprinkles comes in this beautiful gradient all by itself. And then when you combine the two together, you get an even more unique gradient look. So by doing the combination of the two and making this all in one piece all the way across, we're able to get this beautiful gradient look all the way to the top. How cool is that? Isn't that cool? So this is done holding 2 strands of yarn together. And those of you who have worked with It's a Wrap know that the strands, they aren't really wound too much together. So it is very much like holding string, okay? But we're going to talk about how to have yarn management with all that. But you cast on all of the stitches for the entire sweater vest down here at the beginning. And as you work up, you will hold those 2 colors together and you get that gradual pace all the way up. Now, obviously for the larger sizes, they're going to run out of yarn a little bit sooner versus the smaller sizes because they have more stitches. And that's why they need to get more yarn. And we're going to talk about that too, because once you get up here to the armholes, we have to then set up the 2 other balls of yarn, get them as close as possible to the same point in the color as our work has up to this point. So we got to get 2 balls of yarn to about the same point of color for the front here, to another set of 2 balls of yarn at the same point of color at the front here, and then continue on with whatever we're using here for the back. And that allows us to continue that gradual color fade. Now, if it happens that maybe your fronts are a little bit different than your back, it isn't as noticeable than if both of your fronts are different, right? We want to make sure our fronts are as close to being the same as possible. So that is why it requires so much yarn, because some of you might be like, okay, there's a lot of yardage in that yarn and it looks like I need a ton of yarn. Why do I need so much yarn? I'm going to have leftover. And you're absolutely right. You're going to have some left over. But in order for us to get this beautiful color fade, we have to have those separate balls of yarn. So that way we can have the colors start at the same point on all the different balls of yarn to continue on. Does that make sense? So for the sizes extra small to extra large, you need 3 balls of yarn of each type. So it's a total of 6 balls of yarn. For the 2X and 3X, you need 4 balls of yarn, okay? And that's because for those sizes, you actually run out of the first 2 balls before you get up to the armhole. So you run out like right around here, and then you have to use it, you know, some more. Actually, it's not right there. It's probably like right here. And then you have to break into your 4th ball to finish this part. Does that, or not 4th ball, but you know, the 4th set. You get what I'm saying, right? So that's why it requires more yarn. Now, having said that, you will notice over the next coming weeks, I have more patterns coming out that use It's a Wrap. So for example, this particular piece uses 2 balls of yarn, but it's not a full 2 balls of yarn. It's 1 full ball of yarn. It goes all the way through to the black. And then this is where the second ball of yarn starts, where the tan is, and it comes through. Notice there's no black because it doesn't use a full ball of yarn. So you could use remnants to make this piece or some of the other pieces that I have coming out, because I know there are going to be those of you who are like, gosh, that's a lot of extra yarn I might have. What am I going to do with it? I want to make sure you have a plan for that yarn. So I'm trying to think ahead of that. Now, also, did you notice this has like a little bit of a border and it's already built in? We don't have to do anything to it. So as you're casting on all your stitches for the bottom of the piece, you're also casting on for your border here. Can you see that? And then let's take this off. I'm gonna scoot her back. And when you continue up along the fronts, when you get up here to the shoulder and you stop working on the actual piece of the sweater, you continue on working on just the collar portion. And then once the collar portion on both sides are long enough to meet in the middle, you would bind them off. And this is the only part of sewing for the whole sweater. It's this section here where it sews the collar to the back neck of the shoulder, back neck of the sweater, and then seaming the 2 pieces of the collar together so that they look seamless. That's the only bit of seaming for the whole piece. Everything is made in one piece. The shoulders are done with the 3-needle bind off, but everything else is done in one piece. Now, speaking of the pattern itself, somebody is saying this looks way too advanced. I don't know if I can do it. Okay, if you can knit and purl, you can make this sweater. I try and keep everything very, very easy when we talk about the spring knit alongs, in the sense of I'm not going to do something like super complicated and then not hold your hand through it, right? I'm not going to do that. But for this pattern itself, it is rather simple. And I used a cool stitch. Can you see on there those wraps around those stitches? It's a 5-stitch wrap. And I thought it was quirky because it's a wrap yarn and I used wrap stitches. Come on, guys, that's cool. So we have these really neat wrap stitches that kind of pull the fabric together and give it some stability throughout the body of the piece. And it's worked all the way through. And they are just super fun. Pretty neat, right? Okay, so I'm going to hear what you guys are saying. I love these. I love this little piece. I think it's cool. All right. So people are saying you love it and it's exciting. And can we add sleeves? Yes, you can add sleeves. I'm actually having the sleeves written so that way I can have those on my own website. But if you add sleeves, the color, unless you start with the color at a particular point to make sure everything fits together, I'm not going to work into that, but you might have to make it so that your colors match up. You just want to make sure your sleeves match up. So you could add sleeves. We didn't do very much shaping on the armholes. There's enough shaping, but yeah, so that's how the sleeves go. Somebody's saying you love my hair. Thanks. I am playing with it. The struggle with my hair is very difficult, but that's neither here nor there, but thank you very much. I'm always trying out different things. Michelle says she loves this. Elizabeth says that she loves this. And B. Kern says, I hate to jump ahead. What size yarn will the socks need? I'm not talking about that right now. We'll talk about the socks when it's time for the socks, but you do know it's coming. Fiber Floozy says a tuck stitch. It is not a tuck stitch. You actually will take the stitches off of your left-hand needle, wrap yarn around those stitches, and then place those stitches on your right-hand needle. Boom, you're done. It does take time. It takes time to take them off, wrap them, and put them back on. But that's it. That's as easy as it gets. Let's see here. Zephyrin, so weird. I was looking into finding a vest pattern. How convenient. It is rather convenient, isn't it? I'm very excited to wear this vest. I wear a lot of summer dresses and I love to have something over top of them. I don't know why, I always do. And so I'm very excited to wear it. Let's see. Karen is saying that she loves it. Rita says wrap stitches are hard for me. Rita, we're going to make it very easy. We're going to use a cable needle to move those stitches and just wrap them around. I think the hardest part is the row after the wrap stitches, just making sure that you only use 5 stitches with the yarn that we're using, because it is that string. So I think that's the toughest part of the wrap stitches. It's the row after, making sure that you have the correct stitches. Tig says let's see, Tiggs, I'm a bit nervous about this one, but it's exciting and beautiful. You don't be nervous. It's a lot of stitches. I will say that, like, I have a lot of stitches, but it's manageable. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. As I mentioned at the start, in the past, I've always done Red Heart knit-alongs, and now we're with Yarnspirations and we're doing a Yarnspiration knit-along. So they run things just a little bit differently. Not too bad. It's actually kind of really convenient for all of you. For the knit-alongs with Yarnspirations, they require you to sign up for an email. So in the video description box, you will see that there is a link. That is my link letting them know that I sent you. So please use that link. That will take you to a page where you can sign up for their emails, and you will get a confirmation email that you must accept. Once you do that, my understanding is that you get an email with your full list of materials. You'll get a coupon code for the yarn. And then as the knit-along starts, every section of the pattern will be emailed to you. So that way you have it ready to go. You don't have to go searching for it, and everything's pretty darn great, right? The video support will be here on the Marley Bird YouTube channel and on the Yarnspirations YouTube channel. So you'll be able to find that. But the pattern itself is only available if you sign up for that email. So if you don't sign up for that email and do that confirmation that, yeah, I signed up, you aren't going to get the pattern and I can't give it to you. Okay. So it's very important you sign up for those emails. So I was thinking maybe we do that here on camera and I can show you how to do that. What do you guys think? Just to make sure. I think I should. So I'm going to come over here and let me get this. I have clicked the link. Let's see here. Let's do a screen share, buddy. All right. Okay, so we're going to do our screen share here. I have clicked the link that's in the video description box. So this is where it took me. It took me to this sign up page. In this page, you'll see here that it tells you Register for exclusive access to the My First Summer Vest Knit Along hosted by Marley Bird. And then you'll get a coupon code for 20% off the materials. And that's for the It's a Wrap Rainbow and the It's a Wrap Sprinkles. You'll get the weekly pattern sent straight to your inbox. I did break the pattern up into sections because I know you guys, and I know many of you always jump ahead, and I like to keep everything at the same spot, everybody at the same spot, so that way I can be sure to answer the questions as they come up. If I have people who are jumping ahead, who are too far behind, or right at where I need them to be, it's too difficult. So I'm giving the pattern out in sections. So you will get those sections directly in your email inbox. And then you obviously get the video tutorials that I will be doing to support the pattern. Skill level is easy. I'm telling you, if you can knit and purl, you can do this pattern. It begins May 4th. May the 4th be with you. And then make sure that you see the confirmation email for all the details. So let's sign up here. My first name, I'm going to say Marley. Last name is Bird. I live in the United States. And let's see, that is my email address. But I'm going to put in marleybird.com. Click here for emails from Yarn Inspirations. You should totally do that. They always send out coupon codes, various articles. It's always good stuff. And then sign up. Takes you to this page. It says, thank you, you're in. Thanks for signing up. You've earned 20% off the knit along materials. Check your inbox at the email address you provided for the exclusive coupon code. So you do want to make sure you go to your inbox and confirm that everything is good. And then you have the coupon code. When you use that coupon code to purchase the yarn, once again, that lets Yarn Inspirations know that I sent you, lets them know I'm doing my job. So it's really that easy, you guys. I know you can do this. So pretty cool, right? That coupon code is important because I know this yarn is right around like $13 a ball. So it's an expensive piece to make. But like I said, you're going to have how many hours of work into your piece, and we're going to have yarn left over to make other pieces. So it's really not going to be as expensive as it might sound. And then with that 20% off coupon, it just makes it absolutely doable. And for a piece you're going to wear all the time, I mean, come on, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Let's see here. So many of you are saying I've already signed up, and Rita Dixon, I've already get the emails for both you and Our Inspirations. Do I need to sign up again? Rita, yes. And that's a very good question, because this sign up is exclusively for the knit along instructions. You have to sign up. The generic Yarn Inspirations customer is not going to be getting the weekly pattern updates or the coupon code or anything like that. You have to be specifically signed up for this knit along. So that is a very good question. If you already sign up for my emails or the Yarn Inspirations emails, you still have to sign up specifically for this knit along. Okay. Nicole, yes, I understand it's pretty expensive. I totally get it. I totally get it. Having said that, this was the only option I had to get that color fade look, okay? But you will notice that this does use a pair of size 8 knitting needles, and the two yarns held together make it a worsted weight yarn, and it's a worsted weight gauge that we will be working on. So should you choose to participate and use a different yarn, there are other options out there for you as far as a worsted weight option, whether you wanted to try and do an acrylic or a cotton yarn or other options. So there is a method to my madness when I think through it all, because I know not everybody is in the same place. And with the pandemic coming on, I know that all of our income levels are all over the place. And so who's to say that one day you could afford it, one day maybe not, and so on and so forth. So I did think ahead to all of that. So it is a pair of size 8 needles. It's once you combine the two yarns together, it makes them a worsted weight yarn. It's a thicker fabric. And I did play around, like originally, this was my original swatch for the piece. And I played around with just using one yarn, and I just didn't like how I didn't get the color. See how beautiful marled that is with the two. These are the two yarns held together, and this is just with the one. And I just really much preferred the marled look. All right, so this was me playing around with all sorts of stitches. I make big swatches, and I cannot lie. Okay, so yes, you have to sign up. Tig says, I clicked the down button to see, maybe after that you will see it. Yes, if you are on your cell phone, there is a caret button Okay, I think it's on the cell phone. And if you're watching on YouTube itself, it's usually like a little caret at the corner. If you click that, then you have the drop down screen, and that's for all YouTube videos. That's how that goes. So I do want to talk a little bit about something else because we talked about the coupon for the yarn. And when you're dealing with this yarn, it's really important that you maintain and manage your yarn. Otherwise, one color can start to get a little bit longer than the other color. It's very important that as you're working with these two balls of yarn side by side, pulling yarn from the center or from the outside, whichever way you decide to do yours, you want to make sure that they're always in the same position and not like one's over here and one's over there and then vice versa. Because if you do that, your yarn itself is one's going to get a little bit longer than the other. The best way I was able to combat that sort of struggle was by using my Erin Lane Bags Twofer Bag. Now, you guys know I love Erin Lane Bags. They're a sponsor of this podcast, but more than that, Lindsay at Erin Lane Bags is one of my best friends. So that's full disclosure. I absolutely love her. But even if she wasn't my friend, I love their bags. Now, this is the bag that we had for the Christmas giveaway this year, not giveaway, like available for purchase at Christmas. Like that's my logo, but this is a twofer bag. So their twofer bags have different fabrics. You can choose any fabric you want, but this is essentially what it is. And so in this bag, I'm going to open it up. You notice it has a drawstring, and that drawstring makes it like, look how tight it is. Nothing is coming out of this thing. All right. It is not coming out. I have to put my fingers inside here to get this to open up. Okay. It has a little feeder thing right here that I can use to have yarn go through it, which I have done. Or if I wanted to snap this to another bag or to my belt or anything like that, I could do that also. Inside, I have my working project. So this is the start of my actual vest for me. Okay. I'm also using my row counter. These row counters are so handy. I highly recommend. But what you're going to notice, I'm going to tilt this up. Can you see there's a divider in there? That divider is put in there sort of like a Z shape, and it is connected all the way to the bottom. So nothing is coming underneath that divider from one side to the next. And I have both balls of yarn in there in a position to where they are not going to move and straggle around on me. So as I go from my kitchen to my living room, to my bedroom, to my office, my yarn is always still in the same position as I just plop my bag anywhere. And I have the yarn feeding through my tab here connected to my actual project. Now, if I wanted to undo this tab so that the yarn didn't feed through it as I put my project in, I could do that, but I chose not to. But then when I'm done, I don't want to take all this out. I don't want to keep them separated because I like them all together. I just put my project right inside my bag, give it a good tug. Again, it's not going to come open. And everything is safe and sound in one place. And I know that my yarn is not going to get disjointed. So I love these bags. When I was working on this swatch, or not swatch, when I was working on this part of the sweater and my yarn started to get into different lengths, I was getting very frustrated. And I was like, how can I fix this and make it so that way I can explain to you guys how to fix it? I feel like this mannequin is naked. I gotta dress her. Let's dress her real quick. Okay, that is just much better. Okay, so I was like, how can I fix this? And how can I tell you guys how to fix this? And I had this bag and I pulled it out and I'm like, this is like perfect. So I put my yarn in there and then I gave it a test drive, right? Because I wanted to make sure it worked, and it does. So I contacted Lindsay. I'm like, hey, Linz, I would love to tell my audience about this bag so that they can get one if they want to for this knit along. Just, you know, they don't have to, but if they would want to, I want to make sure it's available. She was like, that would be awesome. Let me give them a discount. And I was like, really? She's like, yes, let me give them a discount. If they want this bag, I want to make sure your audience knows that, you know, I love you. I love them. I love the knit along. Let's give them a discount. So for all of you, there is a discount for the Twofer Erin Lane bag. Now she doesn't have any more fabrics with my logo on it, but she has lots of different fabrics, and the coupon code and the link is in the video description box below. So down there, you'll find the link to sign up for Yarn Inspirations. You'll also find the link that you can go to the Erin Lane Bag Twofer page, and you will find the code that you can use purchasing that twofer to get 10% off. 10% off. So there is that. The coupon code for Erin Lane Bag ends April 30th at midnight. So make sure you use it before then. But there's that. So that's kind of cool. So now you have a 20% discount for the yarn, 10% discount for the bag if you want to get that. As far as the needles, let's see here. What do I say about the needles? Well, you know, I had to put a size in for the needles, right? For the length. I already told you the size is a size 8, but as far as the length, it all really sort of depends on what size sweater you're going to make, because we're putting all of those stitches on our needle at the bottom of our sweater. So for me, I'm using longer needles because I have a lot more stitches than somebody who's, say, making a size extra small. So when you go to have all of your needles pulled out, make sure you have a length of needle that is long enough to accommodate the number of stitches you're going to have on there, all the way up to the armhole. And then at the armhole, you know, we're going to have the whole piece separated out into 3 sections. You have the 2 fronts and the back. So you could use, you know, smaller, like lengthwise needles at those points. So if you have multiple needles, fantastic. If you don't, just have one set of needles, that's fine too. We can make that work. I do have in there that you need to have like 1 double pointed needle, so that way we could do the 3 needle bind off at the end. But yeah, there's that. There's all of that. Okay. Stitch markers. Of course you need stitch markers. I always say you need stitch markers. A cable needle, not because we're doing cables, but because we use the cable needle for the wrap of those stitches. And then you guys know I use a yarn needle or a tapestry needle or a bent tip tapestry needle to weave in all of my ends. Okay. I think those are the big points to point out. As always, we are going to still have the Marley Bird Knit Along Facebook group. I've put a link to that also in the video description box. So if you're not already a part of that group, come on over, join into the group. That's the best place to go as far as asking questions during the knit along, posting your progress. That's where you really get the most help. That's where the people who have tested this pattern for me will be, and they'll be in there able to answer questions and help out along the way as well. And that is different than the Marley's Minions. If you can join us in Marley's Minions, come and join us. We love Marley's Minions, but the knit along group is specific to the knit along. There's no like extra chat in there. We really keep it very focused on the knit along group. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Okay, Chris says it's available as a kit, including the needles and everything you need. So when you go to purchase from Yarn Inspirations, I bet they have everything set up as a kit if you wanted to use the Susan Bates needles and all the extra zhuzh there. So you have that available. Christella says that she's good. She's signed up and she's receiving the confirmation. That's fantastic. Kim is saying, how long will the yarn take to get to the UK with the coronavirus going on? Kim, I honest to God don't even know. And I don't even know if Yarn Inspiration sends to the UK. I don't know. That's a very good question. If Yarn Inspirations does not send yarn to the UK, I know that there is some comparable yarns you could try out if you want to. I cannot technically recommend those yarns, but I know that if you were to ask in the Marley's Minions group or the Marley's Knit Along group, you know, hey, I can't get these yarns. Anybody local to me in the UK, what yarns are you using? You'll get a lot of recommendations for sure. Let's see here. Melissa says, I love my row counter set. Oh, dude. That row counter is a lifesaver. We have an entire blog post about the row counter. I'll be sure to add that to the video description. I don't have that in there. But the row counter is a lifesaver. I've used it. My testers used theirs. We even talked about it that we needed 2. We needed 1 at each end because they are so helpful, and they are especially helpful on this project because there's a lot of stitches going on, and the row counter is fantastic. Let's see here. An Erin Lane Bags discount hot dog. Absolutely. So thank you to Lindsay at Erin Lane Bags for that. 10% off is nothing to sneeze at, guys. Okay. Let's see. Melissa says, I'm gonna get a bag. You're gonna love those bags. These are my go-to bags. I love these bags. These and the viewfinder bag. I have the viewfinder right here. I just took out my tournament of stitches. It was in it. This is the viewfinder. I love this bag too. They're pretty darn great. Let's see here. Point protectors are going to be your best friend for this project. You know, I never use point protectors like ever. But if you want to use them, you absolutely could use them. I always just move my yarn down and I'm just good to go. But point protectors, you could use them for sure. Julia says, I have everything but the yarn now to choose the colors. Let's talk about that. That is a great segue. Thank you, Julia. So I have a huge box of yarn that was sent to me from Yarnspirations, and I have all the different colors of the It's a Wrap Sprinkles and It's a Wrap Rainbow in this box. So I thought I could pull them out and help you guys with some good color combinations. What do you think about that? Let me see here. Alice says, yes. Ashley says, how much is the bag? You'd have to go look at the Aran Lang Bags website. I don't have that information on hand, so you'd have to go check that out. Again, the link is in the video description box below, along with the coupon code for the 10% off. Let's see here. I love the bags and everything is all here ready to go. Just ordered my bag. The Foul Mouth Legion. Yes. Isn't that fantastic? I love it. Okay. Let's look at the yarn. I think everybody is ready for the yarn. And I'm curious, I wish I had like Caitlin on here to help me out and ask questions as I'm looking up stuff. So I am going to invite Caitlin to join me on this podcast and see if she wants to give me a hand. I know that she is there with the kids and she is hopefully listening and catching this, but I am sending her an invite in case she wants to jump in and see what it's all about. Okay, so here we are. Let me come back over here. Trying to do the one-man team thing is so hard. Okay, they want to see the colors. They want to see the colors. Colors, Marley, let me see the colors. All right, these colors are fantastic. And actually, it was very hard to, try and decide what colors to put together. But then I was like, okay, so really, what do I want my like main color to really come through? And I was like, okay, I really like blues. I want something with blues. And then I want to partner it. Do I want to partner it with some more blues or like something with other colors and how would they mesh together? And so I played around a little bit. So my ultimate color connection was, oh, my brain just went blank. Let's just pull it out. Let me see here. There are so many colors in here. You know what? Here, I'm going to tell you. So my sprinkles color is Cupcake. And my It's a Wrap Rainbow color, I'm trying not to move my yarn too much, is Nautical. So Nautical and Cupcake, that's what the original is. And then we have, let's look at these. This is It's a Wrap Sprinkles. Sorry if the crinkly sound is too much. Let me get a drink of my coffee. Big old gulp of cold coffee. Yeah, that's all right. It works. Okay. So this is the It's a Wrap Sprinkles, and this is the color Blueberry Tart. And just look at how pretty that is. I mean, this is so gorgeous. And if you wanted to hold two strands of this together, you could do that. You could use just the same color. You don't have to use two different colors, but I did use two different colors. If you wanted to use two of the same, you could do that. But I love see how it gradually goes from one color to the next. Like that is so pretty. So this is Blueberry Tart, and this would be either great with a really rich, dark blue color, or maybe even the rainbow if you wanted to pull in and make those colors sort of deep together. But this is a really great color. So let's just pull out each one. And what color would I put that with? I mean, this color would be pretty. If you wanted to go light, so this here, this is Foggy. This is It's a Wrap Rainbow Foggy. So if you put Foggy and Blueberry Tart together, you could get a very nice, subtle, neutral vest happening here. And this would be a beautiful combination. This would be very, very pretty, okay? This would be gorgeous. If you wanted it not so neutral and make it just a little bit more like glam in your face, you could do this one where you really have a lot of these rainbow colors. And this is Fiesta. So you could put these two together, you'd have to test that out. I feel like they clash a little bit, but that's me. But I mean, it could be something very, very bright with the blue here combining with those blues. That might be really cool. Let's see here. Then we have this neutral color, and this is Peach Cobbler. This is It's a Wrap Sprinkles, Peach Cobbler. Love this. This has hints of like a very pale pink to like a kind of a corally pink in there, and then the blue, which is almost periwinkle. Oh my gosh, I love this. And if you wanted something super neutral, put those two together and oh, how gorgeous. And again, this one here, this is Foggy. This is the It's a Wrap Rainbow Foggy. Look how pretty that would be. You could put the sprinkles and the sprinkles together and get a completely different look there. With how light this is and how dark this is, it's pretty cool. Let's see here. Now, this one is one of those ones that you either love it or you hate it because it's the yellow and the green combination in here. I think this is awesome. So this is actually rainbow, and it has like a rainbow. It goes from the blue and then comes out, and this is just such a pretty color. This is the It's a Wrap Rainbow in rainbow. You could join that up with Fiesta and really have something super bright if that's the way you like to have your stuff. I like this color, and where is the other one? So this color, and then this one here, it's almost like it's the pastels of this color. Okay, so this is the It's a Wrap Sprinkles in confetti. So if you combined confetti and rainbow, it's a lot of yellow, but you even get more of a rainbow look with that. Can you see that? Okay, maybe even that side. It's very pretty, and this is gorgeous. This one here, it's a lot of pastels. You could even put that with another pastel and get a nice neutral sort of tone. And again, this one here, this is the It's a Wrap Sprinkles in confetti. Okay, confetti, very pretty pastel colors. Let's talk about another pastel one because I love this. I've designed a couple pieces with this color. I still love this color. All my purple fans out there, this is beautiful. This is Plum Pudding. This is so pretty. This is Plum Pudding. And I mean, you could put this with Foggy. I keep coming up with Foggy. You could put it with this one here. This is It's a Wrap Rainbow in Sunday. Oh my gosh. Oh yes. Talk to me, Goose. Right there. There's a color combination I could absolutely get behind. This is Plum Pudding and Sunday. Ooh, that is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Absolutely love that one. Okay. I love this one too. This color is so pretty. And it has a mate. Not a mate, but it would be pretty with. Okay. So if you wanted to go a little bit more dark and moody, so this is It's a Wrap Rainbow in Couture. Okay, so this is the one this is my colorway here. So this is the Couture, and you could partner it up with It's a Wrap Sprinkles in Red Velvet. And the combination of these two together to get a stunning piece with that sort of white silver combined with the black and darker gray. I mean, these two together, you're going to get like of a darker, moody sort of vest, and it would just be so pretty. Oh my gosh, so pretty. A lot of jewel tones, right? Because you get like the dark, I just forgot what color, like jewel is black, but then you have the ruby and sort of like this jade color. I mean, it's just so pretty. These would be really great together. Again, this is Red Velvet and Couture. Those would be great together. The Couture colorway, this one here, I love this one too. You could combine it with other things too. If you wanted to lighten it up, you could do that if you wanted to lighten it up a little bit. I don't think I would do that. I don't think the pink really goes with the dark jewel. Let me see here. Another one. It really goes best with that Red Velvet. All right, hold on. All right, so this color here, This is French Macaroon, and this color is very, very, very close to the nautical color that I used, like super duper close. So this is a great color, and you could combine that color with just about anything. This is one of my favorites too. So this one here, the French Macaroon, this is an It's a Wrap Sprinkles. This is an It's a Wrap Rainbow in Sea Glass. Dude, oh, talk to me. That is so pretty. Or let's see here. You could do this. Oh, that would be beautiful. Or ooh, where's the purple? I don't think I like that one. What else do we have here? So we have, ooh, that would be really pretty. That would go great with jeans. That would go really good with jeans. There's so many color combinations with the sea glass. And then the French Macaroon, this color is gorgeous. Those two would be pretty together right there. Of course, Foggy. Foggy is a great neutral for just about any of them. How is that? That would probably be really nice. Just the blues and the blacks. Pretty good stuff. Good color. French Macaroon. This is very close to nautical, which is the color I used on mine. Okay. This color here. Let me open it. So this is the It's a Wrap Rainbow in Parfait. You see the Parfait? And you could do It's a Wrap Sprinkles. What is this one? Sunday? So Parfait and Sunday could be combined together and you get a really good flirty sort of pinky purple thing going on with a hint of blue. That would be very pretty. This one here, the Parfait, looks great with plum pudding. It looks fantastic with plum pudding. It also looks really good with this one, Peach Cobbler. Really good combination there. Good stuff. You could probably even partner it up here. What's this one? Confetti. I bet those would be really good together. Good stuff. Is this helping? Let's see here. Beautiful cakes, thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Make sure you give a thumbs up. That's awesome. How would it look with sea glass? Sea glass. Okay, so one of my testers is making it with sea glass and it's beautiful. I think she did sea glass and cupcake and it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Let's see here. So we have a couple others here. Is this another Foggy? That's another Foggy. This color here, this is Whisper. This is a beautiful color. Again, this one is a much more neutral color. So this is an It's a Wrap Rainbow in the color Whisper. Again, if you want to pick up those purples, you could get plum pudding. Let's see, Rainbow and Whisper. That actually is really good together. So this is Couture. This is Rainbow Couture and Rainbow Whisper. That would be really pretty together. I don't know. There's a lot of different combinations. Like it's some good stuff. This is a great color. This is a really good color. All right, so those are the colors I have in my box. What do you think? You guys like them so far? Now I have yarn like surrounding me. So let me clear this out so that I can get back to answering your questions here. I mean, guys, can I just say like, woo, I love that. Oh, I think I really love that one. I think I would wear that one a lot. I don't know. There's so many options here. Although honestly, with how much black I wear, that would be great. That would be really good. What is that one? That's It's a Wrap Sprinkles in Red Velvet and It's a Wrap Rainbow in Couture. Those would be really good. Love it. Love it, love it, love it so much. Okay. So now that I have given you some different options of the colors, we've talked about the yarn, talked about stitch markers, talked about the Erin Lane bag and the discount you can get with that if you want to go there. Is there anything else I am missing? Yes, such a variety. And here's the cool thing, guys. With the variety of colors we have available, everybody's piece is going to be so different depending on what colors they choose, right? It's going to look very unique, a very couture piece. And as I said before, If you can knit and you can purl, you can make this piece. All right. So the knit along itself, if I remember correctly, it's over 4 weeks. The first part, we will work up just to this section. Second part, we work up to the armholes. Third part, we have the fronts. I think it's the fronts. Fourth part is the back and then seaming it all together. And that might be switched where it's the back and then the fronts and then seaming together. I'm not real sure yet. But that's how this is going to break up. So you could have a piece in no time. Let's see here. Somebody is asking, can you use different yarn? Yes, you can use different yarn. Just know that in order to get the faded gradient look, you have to use the It's a Wrap yarns, the It's a Wrap sprinkles or It's a Wrap rainbow. And that's how that would work up. Okay. It looks like Caitlin's trying to get on here with me, but there is no video. So I don't know if she's going to make it over here or not. We'll have to see. Let's see here. Jace is saying peach cobbler, something about peach cobbler. She liked peach cobbler. Hello, Caitlin. Hi, girlfriend.
Sorry, it was like a delay. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get on then. So excuse me for not being video ready, but
you are fine. Oh, what, you're not video ready like all the time? You are good. So I'm assuming you've seen everything so far. I just went through the full box of yarn. I think there's a couple colors maybe that I've missed, but for the most part, like, it's pretty exciting. Do you have anything you want to add? I'm not sure if I'm missing anything.
No, because we talked about the coupon code for the yarn. We talked about Erin Lane bag coupon code. Guys, totally, that bag is worth it, because even if you don't, my bag's over there, I could go get it if you want, but even if you don't use it like for this project, I've been working on a Marley birdseed cowl for 2 years now. No, but really, I started it out at Stitches West and I just kind of haven't finished it since. But it's great because I can put my yarn on the one side and then my project on the other, because it's knitting needles, so it's not like getting into my yarn. So even if you don't have 2 balls, it's still a great project bag to have.
Great bag. I love that bag so much. Yeah. I use it like all the time.
And so many people got it too with the Marley's Minions logo on it.
Yes.
And everything when we had it, which is great. So
yeah,
maybe we'll have to run that again.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see what people think about that. Like, I love being able to collaborate with Lindsay because she does do the custom fabrics. Like, a lot of her bags are her designed fabrics, guys. So it's pretty unique stuff. And you're supporting another, I want to say local business, but woman-owned business here online. It's just a great collaboration, great way to work together. Let's see here. Where do I get the stitch counter? I'm going to let you talk about the row counter. Okay. And I'm going to pull up the blog so I can add it to the.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I don't think I have mine with me, but
I am. Okay. I'm going to get the blog post.
So if you saw our advent calendar, we did an advent calendar with Twice Sheared Sheep, and they sell those row counters and they are just absolutely amazing and everything else. So we said, let's do a DIY version. And so basically you need jump rings, you need numbers, and you need wire, and you can make your own row counter. And it's really great because it forces you to change your row every time, because you hit your marker and you can't go past it without switching the row number. The biggest thing for me personally is when I'm working on things, I always forget to like write down a number or, like a tally mark. And then I'm like, oh no, did I do it? Did I not do it? Because
I do that too.
I always try to go like a stitch or two past my marker before I write it down, just so like I can hold my marker in place. Yep. And then I end up keep going. So with this, you have you're just forced to move it to the next row, and you can count up to 99 rows, which is amazing, which, is really great. And I like it too, because I don't always use it for rows. It's also great. Well, I guess it's for rows, but it's also great when like you're working in a pattern, because the sweater that I was just finishing up, I was doing my sleeves. And so every 8 rows you have a decrease. So I put my little extra marker that is supposed to count your tens places. I just put it on my 8. So I knew that every time I hit that, that was a decrease row. And so it kind of helps you with things like that as well. So they're really great, totally worth the investment of getting them. If you go to Twice Sheared Sheep to get them, they have 5 different sizes, I think, from like sock knitting all the way up to like jumbo needles. And if you're going to make them for yourself, you can also do them in whatever size you can get your hands on jump rings to be able to do it.
Okay, cool. I'm also adding a link to the Birdie Parker earrings.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm so wearing those today.
Yes. I'm quite jealous of your shawl, I will say.
Oh, isn't it beautiful?
I love it. I think, I don't know. I mean, it's the pattern, it's the colors, it's everything together. Like, it's just.
Thank you.
Perfect.
That reminds me.
I have to see if I have that color.
I know. I should add a link to that too. So many.
I did put that in the chat. It was in the chat once or twice, but it's not in the descriptions.
Okay. Tilted Blocks shawl. And this is a free pattern. I actually asked people if they wanted me to add this as like a video to show how to just get started with it. And then how to work into the border pattern, because it's really easy. It's just garter stitch, you know, and then the increases and then the border. It's really rather easy. But a lot of people did say they wanted.
I'd like a video of the lace section.
Would you?
Yes.
Look at you. You're so funny. All right. So I can't seem to get the link to work for me. So hold on, let me get it. I'm working on it here. It's hard to do all of this all at the same time and try and talk and do all that, you know? All right.
But
so now it's all in there.
Knit along.
What'd you say?
So with the knit along, when I first saw that pattern, I was in love. Like, it is beautiful. And then when you said, like, at first when I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm never going to make this because you're going to have to knit around the body. Then you're going to have to pick up all the stitches to do the collar. And you're like, no, it's all one piece. I was like, what? So it really is doable because you literally just work back and forth in your body. And when you're done, you're done. Like, you have a little bit of seaming, but you don't have to go back and pick up your stitches for the collar trim or anything else like that. You're just
There is one little pickup. It's around the sleeves, but you literally you pick up the stitches and you bind them off. Like, that's it. It's just a little bit of a finish.
Right. It's not like you've got to go all the way around.
No,
it's a couple.
It's very easy.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the reason I did it that way, one, I really like this construction. I've used it several different times on some other patterns of mine. But two, it was in order to really capitalize on that faded look. Because, you know, I mean, the whole idea of color fade, that's been very popular in the knitting industry here for a couple of years now. You know, you have, is it Andrea Mauri, with her, you know, choose your fade stuff. And I mean, people have been doing this for a while. And so the fact that we have a yarn at Yarn Inspirations that I can actually do that with without having to buy a bunch of different colors.
Right.
I was like, we've got to do this.
That's always the challenge with the fade, is because, especially to get the fade to kind of like, you know, is in this project, you're working with two strands at the same time. And you've got like two of color A, then you've got A and a B, then you've got 2B, then you got a B and a C. Like, you're managing all these different balls and it becomes complicated.
Right.
I mean, here you're still managing yarn, but it's two balls. And you're holding them at the same time.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, you're not like pulling in and everything else. And, you know, I do love all the faded stuff, and I love it with the indie dyers and everything else. They have really beautiful things. But there is a huge benefit of using It's a Wrap, because it is a mass-produced yarn. You're not going to have the huge discrepancies in dye lots. I mean, yes, there'll be some you want to check, you want to make sure, but it's not like those individual dye lots that you've got to like piecemeal together to add another level of complication to get a beautiful gradient shift.
Yeah. Yep. So, you're absolutely right.
I love it.
It's fun. I don't know. And I mean, I think this like demonstrated the best about the kind of like the marled look, you know, because I combined the two and you can really get the different. I mean,
a single color is going to be beautiful.
Single color would be beautiful. And I mean, and it was a nice drapey fabric, but I had to use like size 5s. And I was like, we'll never get this done if I have to make an entire sweater at size 5s.
Right. And I don't know, there's just something so appealing about, because when you do things in one color, you have a tendency to see your mistakes a lot more.
Oh yeah.
As opposed to with the gradient, with the speckling of using the two different yarns together, you're not going to see as many mistakes. So if you have one, keep working.
It's fantastic. Cool. So everybody is excited about it. I'm seeing a lot of people saying they're happy about this, and they do want a tutorial for the shawl. So we'll have to do that. Did you guys catch the new tutorial today for the Icord Crochet? it's an applied I-cord using 2 crochet hooks. So
I still don't believe you.
It's up. It's up.
I know. That's what I'm doing after this. I was waiting for you to be done.
I mean, it's, you know what? It's all about efficiency is what it is. It's like, okay, some crocheters don't have knitting needles, which is the way I prefer to do it. So most crocheters have multiple crochet hooks. Let's just use 2 hooks. So that's what I did. It's all about just efficiency of what we might have on hand.
Right. I can't wait to go watch it.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you for coming on to join in. I just wanted to kind of bounce it off with somebody. It's weird to do a show by myself. I'm not really a fan of it.
I guess you should have planned that better.
Yeah. Well, sorry. All right, everybody. So that's it from us. Do we have a show next Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay, so we will be
and we
back
have a
here
guest
next Tuesday. Okay, we have a guest, so it's not just me.
No.
I will be going live on the Yarnspirations Facebook page for the Lunch and Learn on Thursday. I'm going to talk some more about the knit along. So I would love it if you guys came over and joined in, so that way I had some like moral support in the group. That would be fantastic, or on the page. Make sure you go check out the Twofer Bag. Make sure you sign up for the knit along. Reminder, you have to sign up even if you are already signed up for my newsletter or the Yarnspirations newsletter. This is specific to the knit along. So that way people who aren't participating don't get all the information. If they don't want it, you know, you have to sign up to say you want it. And that's the only way you're going to get the pattern. Like, let me make this very clear. I will not be able to send you a link to the pattern. You have to get it from Yarnspirations. That's the way they run their whole thing. So I'll be doing the videos, but if you want to work on it, you have to go get the pattern. And the only way to do that is to sign up. Please use my link in the video description box. Smash the like button, you guys.
And don't forget to go to the Facebook group, because that's where you'll post pictures of the yarn that you've picked. Each of the sections, you'll be able to go along with us. So go over to the, what is it even called?
It's the Marley Bird Knit Along group.
Bird Knit Along, yeah. So go over there. We'll post it in the Minions group too, so you have it. But that's where all the fun will be.
That's where we have it. Do you have to be part of Facebook to participate? No, not at all. But that's the best place I can go to answer questions. So I do everything there. So even if you just join Facebook to be part of that group, it'll be worth it, in my opinion. But I will leave that totally up to you guys. All right, y'all. I will talk to you soon. Thank you, Caitlin.
Bye.
Bye.